Hello everyone and welcome. Now today we're going to work with some Kat Scrappiness products. We've got the Holiday Turkey Dinner Craft Dies, and this is a really fun set. We've got the turkey, the platter, the potatoes, and then I've got the fall frames die, and I've got the farmhouse paper, 6x6 premium paper, and I'm going to use these two sheets. Now this fall frame die, the outer die has got a nice little stitched pattern on it, and then the inside die also has a stitch pattern. So I thought it would add a real nice element to our card and not just have a flat panel that I've cut laid down on there. And I've got all these nested dies. I think I said in another video that I need to remember to use them. And so I'm trying to do that because I've got a lot of nested dies, specifically from Kat Scrappiness as well. So you can see that nice little stitched edge on there. And then we're going to bring in the other. I'm going to use this sunflower pattern. I was kind of thinking it would be like my tablecloth on my table where I'm having my holiday turkey dinner. I'm going to trim this down so I can save the rest of the paper for something else. And I don't have to worry about getting press marks on it from running through my die cutting machine. So we'll just get this piece die cut out. And then we will have our pattern cardstock pieces ready to go that we're going to use. And it's real pretty. The yellow is a bit more stark than what I want for this particular design, but I've got a plan for it, so we'll tone it down some here in a little bit. So I've got the two pieces, and I'm going to bring in more than just the holiday turkey dinner craft set. I've got all the pieces die cut out here. And I'm just kind of showing you here. I'm kind of flipping it around, trying to decide how I'm going to lay it on there. I will actually lay it with the turkey legs up in the air because I think it looks cuter that way. And this is the turkey thigh that you can lay on there, and it'll add some dimension. There's a lot of little bits and pieces in there too. So I'm just going to figure out what I'm going to do with this panel. I am going to bring in my Distress Oxide, and I'm going to bring in a leaf from the Holiday Lantern add-on stamp set. And I've got it on this acrylic block here. And my plan is to make my platter look like it has a decorative element on it, is what I'm thinking I'm going to do. So these actually came in and were released while I was on the ship. And so I didn't get to work with them. And I said in my a video I previously did that I'm kind of behind and I'm playing catch up on some of these fall release products from Kat Scrappiness. So I've got all this fun stuff to play with, and so that's what I'm going to do. Now I just grabbed a dauber, and I've got, I don't know, I think I have maybe vintage photo there, and I'm just going to run it along this yellow plaid cardstock and just kind of dull it down a little bit so that it's not so bright. And you can see it kind of looks like it's going to match my platter color a little bit better. The platter is Tuscan Essential cardstock from Spellbinders, and I thought the yellow here was just a little too stark, and so I'm just going to use that Distress Oxide and just tone it down a little bit, and then my platter will match better with the yellows. And then I don't think the sunflowers are too bad, so I'm just going to lay them down on there. And I won't distress them at all. So I'm going to bring in my card base, and I've just got a hammer mill 110-pound cardstock that I've already cut and scored. And we'll get to assembling our card. Got to clean that oxide off, and I was making sure I didn't get it on the back of my card. Looked like there might have been a speck on it, so I did flip it over so that I can glue this panel on it and cover it up. And you can see this pattern paper has got some really neat designs on both sides. I did put in an order today. I realized I don't have very many fall Kat Scrappiness 6x6 premium cardstock pads. So I put in an order today, and I'll be getting several more pads. I got some fall ones, some Christmas ones. I can't even remember what all I got, but I need to stock up because I've been kind of blowing through this cardstock that I have here, this pattern cardstock. And you see it's a nice little kind of a mint polka dot on the back of this. But anyway, so I'll be getting some more papers in, so I'll have some stuff to work with. I do enjoy working with Kat Scrappiness 6x6 premium cardstock that is patterned. It's a lot of fun. It's good and sturdy. It's not flimsy because it is cardstock, and so it makes for a good solid card. So here's where I'm going to use that leaf that I took out of the Holiday Lantern add-on, autumn add-on. And I'm just kind of doing the tip of the leaf, and I'm just kind of creating a pattern on my platter just to make it look, you know, kind of like a dish that has a pattern on it. And I thought it would be fun to do that with this stamp. You could also choose to emboss that platter with an embossing folder, and that would make a nice pattern on it. You could also emboss it and then run your ink pad over it to pick up another color, and I think that would make a neat little platter as well. So lots of options there. I just wanted to give it a little bit of detail so it wasn't quite so plain. And then I'm just going to kind of eyeball my turkey and make sure that I've got it stamped enough to where it looks like a cohesive pattern. And I didn't put too much care in stamping it because I knew most of it was going to be covered up. I just wanted to get a little bit of design on there. And then I'm taking whatever's left on that. Well, actually, I'm grabbing some ink, and I am adding some brown to my turkey because I wanted it to be brown nice. So I'm just going to run it across the turkey and just kind of pick up some dimension on there and just add a little interest to my little turkey. And then we're going to start layering up our turkey. Got to get that ink off my desk again. You'll see me clean my desk several times on this. And I haven't sped this up too much, so it is a little bit of a longer video because I wanted to leave the elements in, but I didn't speed it up too much. I think I did 1.5 times on it. So we've got our turkey leg on there, and it adds some really nice dimension. It looks really cute. Now we've got, I took some cream colored cardstock and I cut these tips. You have some tips for your turkeys, and sometimes you'll see those with the little white phalange type thing that they put on the turkey legs, but I just went ahead and used cream in this and thought that this would look cute. And it could be like the turkey bones or whatever. I'm going to put a little distress on there just to tone it down just a little bit so it's not quite so bright. So we're going to get this turkey laid down on our platter. I'm going to take my ink pad here and just kind of add a little dark around the edges of my platter, just to kind of give it some shading. It could have been fun to stamp with some watermark ink and use some gold embossing powder, and that would have made it look gilded. That would have been a fun thing to do too. So lots of ideas, just trying to give you some ideas on what you could do to change it up. Now with this, you've got some leaves, and you've got 2 potatoes, and you've got, I don't know, an orange or a lime. I would think it would be an orange. I don't use an orange with my turkey. I typically use carrots and celery is what I will cook with, and onions with my turkey. But included in this are some potatoes, which I'm inking up right here. And then the little, I guess, orange piece. I guess maybe you might garnish it with an orange. I don't know. And then there are some, they look like holly leaves and holly berries. And I'll decide later that I want this to be more Thanksgiving than Christmas. So I'll die cut out some different berries in a different color so it won't look real Christmassy. And we'll use the darker leaves for that. So I decided, I got to thinking about the fact that I use carrots with mine. And so I got this Tuck It In craft die set from Kat Scrappiness and just pulled the smallest carrot out. And I'm going to die cut out a couple carrots that I'll be able to lay on my platter with my potatoes and my orange slice or lime or whatever that is. I'm thinking more orange. Anyway, so I've got my little scout here, and I'm just grabbing some. I actually grabbed the platter scrap that I had thrown in the trash. I just dug it out. I thought I can get 2 carrots out of that. And it's not really the exact color of the carrots, but I'm going to bring in my crackling campfire blending brush, and we'll add a little orange to this, and that'll bring it more into the appropriate color for a carrot. This die set also has the green part that goes to the carrots, and I didn't immediately grab it, and I'll go back and grab it, and then I'll grab some green that I can die cut out the green, I guess the stem or whatever, off of the carrot. And here they are. And you've got, I don't know, 3 different sizes of carrots, so I need to get the right piece for the top of the carrot, and that's it right there. And I'm just going to find a strip of green that I had. Actually, I had this piece that I've been just die cutting everything out of, and I thought I could probably finish it off with these leaves. And so I'm just going to find a spot, and it won't cut all 3 of them out because I don't have a spot, or actually, when I was cutting the leaves, I was having trouble getting all 3 of them cut out because I couldn't find a spot. But with these carrot tops, I was able to find a place big enough to where I could just die cut the 2 of them out. And then I think I have pretty much exhausted this piece of fern cardstock from Spellbinders. So I'm just going to put my dies up, and I'm going to get my blending brush and just do some blending on there. And I'm finding that my brush doesn't have as much ink as I want on it. So I'm going to grab my crackling campfire distressed oxide ink and bring it in, and we will ink it up. And I was satisfied with the color that gave it, so I'm just going to do both of them that way. And then we'll put the little green strips on there. Now this orange, I die cut it out in yellow, so I'm going to add some orange to it as well. And again, I needed to clean that ink off my desktop, so I did that, took a little pause there. And then I'm going to get this turkey laid down, and I'm just going to put some glue on the bottom of this and lay it down on my platter like I want it, because I'm going to do some tucking with it. I've got all these little elements that I want to kind of tuck some of them in and figure out how I want to put everything. So here I'm laying the green part of the carrot down on my leaves, and I think it just finishes them off or on my carrots, it just finishes them off nicely, and it does give them some really good dimension as well. So we'll get those laid down on there, and I'm thinking I'll just tuck them in next to the turkey here. And at first I thought I'd tuck it, but I thought I'm going to layer them together. I'm just going to layer them together and lay them on one side. And then we'll put our potatoes on the other side and layer them together as well. And then we'll bring this little orange slice here we've got. We'll get it layered up. There is like a back piece, and then the piece that has the dimension, the cutout from the slice, and we will get it laid down on here. And I'm just going to glue that right there because I know that's where it's going to go. And I'm going to glue the bottom one of this carrot down. And I had this was some cardstock that I had ink on the back of it, and I just used it. I thought it wouldn't matter, it wouldn't show. And so for the second carrot, I'm going to bring in some thin foam strips and lay them down on there, and then we'll pop it up, and that will add some extra dimension to our card. And we'll get it laid down on there. And we're going to get our potatoes laid there. And I made sure to lay the eyes that are on the potatoes over that brown so that it would peek through, and then I wouldn't have to put like a backer piece on it. And I did it with both of them so that the brown would show through the little eyes of the potatoes. And I think it's coming together. It looks cute. I know I'm going to fill in around it with some of this greenery. And I'm just looking at it, and I'm thinking, the red, it doesn't go. It doesn't go. So I grab that dauber there, and I start daubing some vintage photo on these. And I don't like the way it looks. And so I just decide I'll just get these out of the way And I'm going to get this ink off of here, and I'm going to grab a different colored cardstock and do the berries for these. And I decided that I would use just the dark leaves, not the dark leaves. I'm going to use the dark leaves for Christmas because I thought they looked more like pine, and I'll use the lighter leaves that I die cut out for this with this brown cardstock. And I'm just going to do some berries out of this brown cardstock, and then we'll just lay the lighter green leaves down and then the brown berries, and it will look a little less like holly and Christmas. So I'm just going to tap those out. I think I run it through 3 times, so I have plenty of holly berries, or I should say berries, since I'm not wanting them to be hollies. And then we will assemble these and kind of tuck them in around our platter on the left side there where it's a little bit more open. And I'm going to drag that scout in and out because I do some die cutting, I put it away, and then I decide to do some more die cutting, and so I'll just bring it back and forth in and out of the view as I move along through this card. So now I'm just going to assemble some of these leaves with these brown berries, and we'll get them tucked in around our card. So we had another beautiful day today. I think it got up to 74 or so. It's November 5th today. This is not when the video will air. It'll air at a later date. But wow, I said this morning that I would take this weather the entire winter and be incredibly happy. Unfortunately, we likely will not have this weather, but I sure am enjoying it while we do. Actually, today's election day, and of course I already voted at least a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and so I didn't have to do that, but it'll be interesting when we find out what the results are. Like I said, this video will air later because I make my videos in advance. And so, anyway. So I'm tucking it in back behind there, and I'm just trying to figure out how many leaves, how many berries, what I want to put, and just kind of get an idea. So I'll just keep building until I get what I want. And then I had brought in another set because I knew I was going to need a sentiment. So I had brought in I mentioned it, the Holiday Lantern Autumn Add-on. I brought that one in thinking that I would use it for the sentiment. And then as I'm looking, I'm thinking it has some other elements that I could add to this as well. So we'll get these leaves laid down on there, and then we will grab for some other elements. This fall release has a lot of pieces that you can interchange with one another and just really make the most out of your crafting products. So I would highly recommend it. I will link everything in the description box below, as I always do. I am on the design team for Kat Scrappiness, so I have the blessing of getting all these wonderful products and working with them and promoting them. They are really good products. And it's a really great company. So I encourage you to check it out. So I'm going to get my platter laid down on here. And then we'll tuck some things in. Like I said, I didn't put glue on the back of my turkey so that I could add some things, tuck some things in, and get everything where I want it. And I was tempted to really go whole hog and add several other things, and I might have had I not used that pattern paper behind there. I think if I had just used the plaid paper, I could have really added a whole bunch of elements, but I'll stop before I get too carried away on it. So here's where I'm going to bring this in, knowing that I want to use a sentiment on there, and I'm going to have a Happy Thanksgiving because this is a perfect Thanksgiving card. And then I see the pumpkin, and I'm like, that pumpkin would look nice sitting with that turkey. So I'm just going to bring in some, I've got portobello here. It's just a scrap, and I'm choosing to use my scraps. That's what I'm trying to do and not waste. And so it's not exactly the right color, but we've got that blending brush that has got that crackling campfire on there. So we know that we can make this look like what we want it to. So I'm just going to stamp it down. I think I used that vintage photo, so it's just stamped down in brown, which is fine. And I'm going to use the coordinating die with it. And we'll get it taped down so it doesn't move on me, because I've got that inked image on there, so I'll make sure I get it lined up right. Bring that scalp back in and run it through. And there we go. We've got our pumpkin. And that's from the Holiday Lantern add-ons, Autumn add-on. And I can't wait to work with that lantern. I'm going to do that very soon. It is on my desk, and I've got the add-on dies. It actually has a Halloween add-on that lantern does, and it has the autumn add-on, and it has a Christmas add-on. So if you're interested in the lantern die, you're going to have lots of products that you can mix and mingle with it, which makes it a lot of fun. Now for the stem, I just brought in a green alcohol marker and just kind of put some color down on there, and that'll work. And you notice I didn't even blend the whole thing, because I know that I'm going to tuck it in under my turkey, so it's not going to matter. So we'll just get it tucked in there. And we've got a cute little holiday turkey dinner card. I'm going to put a little more ink on that orange, and then I'm going to grab my Have a Happy Thanksgiving stamp. And I'm just going to use that scrap piece of paper, I think, that I die cut the pumpkin out of. And I'm kind of just fiddling around trying to figure out where I would want that sentiment to go and if it's the right size and everything. And I'm thinking it's going to go there. Oh, I brought in some Dune. This is some Dune cardstock. This is the same color that I think I colored. Actually, I used portobello for the turkey. So this is just Dune. It's another kind of a taupe color. And I'm using this Nocturne ink from Versamark, and it's real juicy, so I knew I'd get a good inking with just the acrylic block. So I wasn't worried about that. I'm going to bring in the coordinating die, get it lined up once I figure out that I have it in the wrong direction. And then we'll get it taped down, and we'll get our sentiment die cut out. And this is a real cute. It's got a real thin Have a Happy and then a thicker Thanksgiving. It's a real nice mix of fonts, and the die cuts it good and tight. So I'll take my time in getting it lined up, get some tape laid down on there. And it moved on me, so I'm going to realign it and get it taped up. And then we'll bring that scalp back in. And then that will be officially the last element that I will lay on my card. I thought about some embellishments, and I thought I had enough going on the card, so I chose not to do that. I did order some embellishments as well from Kat Scrappiness when I was ordering the paper pads today. What else did I get? I can't really remember. Anyway, so I'm going to use some foam, some more of that thin foam stirrup that I used on the turkey, and we'll just get our sentiment popped up. And this is really thin, so it doesn't add a lot of dimension. There won't be any problem in milling, this card. And we're getting in the time frame that we need to start planning for that Thanksgiving dinner. So I hope you like my card. Here's where I'm looking at the enamel dots and deciding not to choose them. I didn't think they're the right orange. So I hope you like my card. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.